This is Don't Panic, episode number 168, recorded July 17th, 2017. You be the chef. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and you. I'm Sean Jennings, joined, as always, by the man from the Pacific Rim. No, not quite. Close. Mr. Colby Rabideau. Ish.
Yeah.
Ish. From the Pacific.
Yes, I'm coming to you basically from the Pacific. I've been on this side of the country for like 24 hours.
We had to grab him as soon as he got back, because you were in Hawaii last week, Colby. Very exciting.
Indeed, yeah, I was there with Dan, but Dan fell in a volcano, so he's gone now.
Yep, that's right. Rest in peace, Dan Miller. Died like he lived.
Won't be seeing any more of him on the show.
Nope, he died like he lived, falling into a volcano. Sad news, but no, that's exciting. Did you see any interesting technology while you were out? What's the tech scene like in Hawaii?
Often my cell phone didn't work.
Bad reception.
Yep, not super great. They actually had really interesting traffic patterns that I've never quite seen anywhere else. Like on the highway and stuff, they made judicious use of the solid white line to stop you from merging at certain times.
That's smart.
And it seemed to work out pretty well when people followed the white lines. So that was interesting. That's technology, right? I don't know. The hotel we stayed at had an app. I didn't download it. Dan downloaded it. He said it was like a web view. So technology. It's optimistic to categorize that way. I'd never been to a place before where there are bars on the beach. It's bar, edge of the bar, sand, to the water. And so what we did was we go to the beach and then wait until we got hot, go in the water and then get our stuff and go drink. And then once we were done drinking, we go back to the beach, rinse and repeat. It was really, really delightful. So I don't know. I feel like we need I need more of that in my life because it really improves the beach. Most of the beaches, the beach time I've spent is State Park Beach, where maybe there's a concession stand that's open till 2 p.m, and they certainly don't have alcohol. So that was great.
But the real question is, did you at any point? I guess it depends on where you stay. Did you at any point cut out the middleman in your great bar equation and just do the bar that's in the swimming pool? Did they have one of those? Because I feel like then you're just completely cutting out the beach and you just go straight to drinking in the water.
So the place we stayed at, so we were on the island Oahu, where Honolulu is. There we stayed at an Airbnb, so it was just in a condo building, and we just used other bars that weren't at the place we were staying at.
Makes sense.
The place we stayed at on the next island, Kauai, was. It had a pool bar. It wasn't in the pool. The bar was next to the pool, but they had all the tables around the pool had these little pager things. So flight attendant style, you could press the button and they would come bring you whatever $20 cocktail you desired.
I bet.
Which was fine because with whatever package we got some $300 food credit to the hotel or something.
Wow.
So the bill at the end was much less than we were expecting it to be.
Well, although I don't know, is it the slow? I wonder when the slow season is.
It was slow there. There were not a lot of people there, and we overheard the staff talking about how there were not a lot of people there several times.
Nice.
So it seemed remarkable. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It feels like I was gone for longer than a week, which is nice. But I only had a week's worth of emails when I came back, so that was also nice. It was really, really...
You use the time-space continuum to your advantage.
Right. I also feel like I've been awake for 3 days, so, I don't know.
Yeah, because what's the time zone difference with Hawaii these days?
It's 6 hours earlier than here.
Okay, opposite London.
Right. So it's right now it is 4 p.m. there.
Gotcha.
Which was easy enough to go out there because it was just like you stayed up late and then it was like 9 o'clock and you went to bed. But like coming back has been weird, at least for me so far. Like this morning I was pretty delirious.
I bet. But see, now you're all hyped up and you're ready to go because it's
party
time.
It's like the afternoon.
Oh, super duper. Well, good. Well, I'm glad. It's good to have you back, but glad you had a nice time. Too bad about Dan, but
Yep.
you know,
we'll see him again.
Thankfully, there were no witnesses, which is
worried.
a little suspicious. But you know,
right,
and is it true you're inheriting all his wealth as well? Is that he wrote you
yeah,
into the will?
he just
last minute?
told me right before he died that he was writing me into his will. I don't.
Oh yeah, makes perfect
Coincidence, right? Yeah. On the off chance that Dan's mom is watching, he did not in fact fall into a volcano.
Sorry, Nancy.
He is in fact in Providence starting his new job.
Yes, which congratulations. I don't know if he's watching. He might actually be watching, because I don't think he had plans. So if Dan actually, if you want, you can call into the phone number. You don't have to join us for the whole show. 508-644-TECH. You can call into the number.
Oh my God.
But congratulations.
Somebody's got to
to
use
Dan.
the phone number.
It just renewed I keep forgetting to cancel it. It just renewed for another month, so we might as well. Someone should call it.
Nice.
And why not Dan? But no, that's congratulations to Dan, and Dan will hopefully be back next week with more. I have a follow-up on something I think we've talked about a little on the show, the continuing implosion of my iPhone. This is relatively related.
All right.
So, longtime viewers may remember that my iPhone 6, which is going on 3 years old, has seen a lot in its days. I dropped it and cracked the screen. So I said, oh, it's easy. You just go on iFixit and you buy a new screen and you swap it. Turns out they're the pros and I'm not. So things started breaking on the phone. First, the screen randomly shuts off for no reason. Then the front-facing camera broke. Then the charging port, you have to get the lightning cable in there just right for it to work. And if you jiggle the phone at all, it stops charging. And now it vibrates for no reason. It's getting an alert, but it doesn't get an alert.
See, I've always suspected that my iPhone did that anyways, when it was functioning correctly, just to get you to look at it.
Oh,
right?
up your usage time. Yeah, buy more apps. Very suspicious, Apple.
Yeah. You know that if Facebook could do that, they would absolutely do that.
Oh man, they have got me in a corner with those stupid badge icons, or the notification icons on the app icon.
Yep.
I fall for all you have to do is pull a one there, and I'm going to open your app regardless of whether or not I want to open it. And they know it, and it's always oh, you got 4 new viewers on the Don't Panic Facebook page, and I'm like, I don't need to know that, Facebook. You suckered me again.
I use the mobile web app, so there's no badges on that one.
That's a very good idea. I probably should do that. Although now I'm Facebooking professionally as a job, so I kind of need some of the features the app provides. God, right. I can't believe I'm paid to write fucking posts for Instagram. Also, go follow OMG Roofing on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn.
I kind of want to actually. Just
you
Instagram.
can. I write all that. So.
Oh my God. Is it just OMG Roofing?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you like it and you follow, I get credit from. I literally have to produce a report that says how many new followers I got. So everyone should go follow it because then you're helping me with my job. And I don't have to tell them you know nothing or are unrelated to roofing.
It doesn't matter.
It's great. They just care about the number. It's fantastic. Actually, I think the OMG account follows you, Colby. I think I followed you back on Twitter.
Do they? Nice.
Because you came up in my recommendations. You're like, you should follow Colby Rabideau because I think I followed the OMG. Anyway, the algorithm, I'm like, okay, click.
All right.
Sure, he has nice things to say. But anyway, I digress. Gosh, anything else of note?
No, I'm excited to talk about what I feel like is our top story tonight.
Oh, top story.
Yeah, I have a top story, related top story.
This just in. Actually, I don't know. What is our top story this week?
Oh, I assumed it was the one you said in the title, or you were teasing in the title.
Oh, I just thought that was you be the you be the chef. You not
I
me.
want to be the chef.
You be the chef. What is it? We do the prep. You be the chef. God, that's cheesy.
You be
Yeah.
chef.
Let's talk. We have a lot of, over the last like 3 days, a ton of Amazon stuff. It's not even all in the rundown. They've been just like proposing stuff like crazy. And we'll start with this one, which put up on the screen here for the folks watching the video version. Amazon could be planning a meal kit service to rival Blue Apron. So Amazon filed for a trademark back on July 6th for a service described with the following. So they tried to trademark the following slogan: "We do the prep, you be the chef." The application describes a service similar to other meal prep services, saying customers will be provided with prepared food kits ready for cooking. I can't talk today. The trademark application says the meal kits will be frozen, prepared, and packaged kits that contain everything from meat to seafood to vegetables and seasoning, but will consist primarily of grains, rice, noodles, pasta, or bakery products. It also mentions a loyalty rewards program consisting of points and coupons that can be issued to frequent users.
Nice.
That is all we know.
Yeah. So, in related Colby news, a while ago I switched to plated from Blue Apron, because I wanted to do 2 meals a week instead of 3, and quickly discovered that, at least in my opinion, Plated's food is strictly worse than Blue Apron. Like, I can't quite say why. Like, the recipes sound good. They just they didn't taste bad, but they were, I don't know. I thought they were pretty unremarkable. And so like literally an hour after I switched, Blue Apron announced that they were like changing all their options, so you could do 2 meals a week now. So I ended up switching back to Blue Apron. I haven't gotten a two meal Blue Apron yet. It's supposed to come tomorrow. But it was so timely. Also, I didn't realize that Blue Apron went public. I guess I missed that somehow.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet, actually, for a quote-unquote tech IPO, although is Blue Apron really tech?
Unclear, yeah.
I mean, they're a warehouse that ships out food, so, you be the judge. But
technically have a website.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, everyone, we have a website. It doesn't,
That's true.
Doesn't make us a tech company.
In other news, looking forward to Don't Panic's IPO.
Yes, when is that coming out, Colby? We're going to be a penny stock. Don't worry about that.
I would take it.
It's got to be worth something, right?
That'd be a great story.
Yeah, and I agree. And actually, I just got a HelloFresh box. Now, unlike you, I don't do it every. I do one like once a month or once every other month. Because I'm such a picky eater that I like wait for a menu I really like. And goddamn, if it wasn't the 3 most amazing meals I had in a while, I was extremely happy with what I got. So I'm curious what Amazon's take is on this. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I've heard it said by many people that like Blue Apron has the most adventurous food. So like, if you don't want to be eating like potentially vegetables that you've never heard of before, like maybe you shouldn't get Blue Apron. But I absolutely want to be eating that, and it tastes great. It all tastes great. The other thing I was so irritated about is like Blue Apron, like you only ever have to have like salt, pepper, olive oil, and then like normal pans.
Butter and
butter
stuff.
Like, not even butter. Like they give you butter.
Man, HelloFresh doesn't send me butter. I have to use my own butter.
I know.
Chumps.
Blue Apron will send you like fancy, like, I don't know, 100% organic farm butter or whatever. But like I was doing plate and one of the recipes was like, take out your blender. Like, I don't have a blender. Why should I have to have a blender? And like the alternative method to the blender was like not sufficient. It was like not the same thing. And it's like, it worked and I did it. It didn't taste bad, but it was like a totally different thing. And I've never had that experience with Blue Apron, so I found that like to be immediately frustrating. But I don't know. So I was interested to see this in the news.
Yeah, and a fan of the show, Zachary Friss, watching live on Facebook, commented, and Blue Apron tanking in the stock market makes sense now after Amazon buying Whole Foods, and with these rumors circulating around. Amazon is now of a scale of a company. We saw this. This story didn't make it into the rundown, but last week Amazon started testing a service, kind of like a Geek Squad, where they'll come into your house and you pay them and they set up your Alexa and your other smart home stuff and they make it all work and teach you how to use it, and they charge you a fee for that. As soon as it wasn't announced, as soon as it came out that they were doing it, Best Buy stock went down like 6%, in minutes of it coming out. So all Amazon has to do is say, hey, we're in X market or X industry, and the same way Costco stock took a big hit when they bought Whole Foods. So that's just the scale and size of Amazon these days.
Right. Like the things they talk about doing affect other companies.
Be afraid.
Yeah, right. They're coming for you. It is interesting. So this article says that there'll be frozen meals, right? Which is,
well, that's
possibly, it seems like possibly a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and you got to put the world's largest grain of salt on this story, because they're taking it from one trademark application where you literally just have to write 2 sentences to describe what the trademark relates to, and they write them in these legal ways that make them so broad that they cover a lot. So it could be frozen, it could be not frozen, it could be prepared, it could not be prepared, it could be this, it could be, So I agree with you. I think. But again, you have to remember, Amazon has such a scale that they could do frozen and prepared. They could do a lot of different stuff.
They could also probably lose some money on it. And make
totally.
it undercut whoever.
Oh, for sure. No. They'll find a way to make some money on it at some point in the process. And the beauty of Amazon is that they have the scale at every point in the process, where frozen is something you can do in one location and ship all over the place because it's frozen. And fresh, you kind of have to do somewhat locally. They can do both, right? I mean, they're of a scale and a flexibility where they can pick and play. And frankly, I can think of a lot of Blue Apron type companies. I can't think of any that I'm aware of that do frozen meals.
I don't think so.
Like high quality, semi-custom
right.
frozen meals.
Didn't Tom Brady have his own meal service? That was like the Tom Brady diet or whatever.
A lot of avocado ice cream.
Yeah. It was like exclusively vegetables or whatever crazy things.
You can be like Tom Brady.
Right.
If you eat it,
you will be Tom Brady. Yes.
But I think if I had to guess, it's probably got to be shipping that kills frozen meals. It's got to be it's probably bad enough shipping fresh stuff. I cannot imagine. I got a cheesecake in the mail once, and the amount of dry ice that had to go into that thing, it was expensive. So, but I bet Amazon could figure it out. So we'll have to wait and see.
I would be I don't know if there's a way for me to know this or not. I would be super interested to know how Blue Apron's logistics work. Like, where does the food I'm getting come from? I have no idea.
Well, I know it's what I do know of it is that it is regional. So they have 5-10 warehouses across the country in certain, I think New York City area, New Jersey is where a lot of the Northeast these services are located. I knew when I was in Houston and I was getting HelloFresh, they had a Texas distribution center. So, So, and distribution's the hardest part of the business, frankly. The figuring out recipes not that hard. You got to figure out how to buy and ship all this stuff. So,
right, which is not hard for Amazon to do either, I suppose.
That's literally all they do. That is their business. But again, can you imagine, right? You're a Prime subscriber, and Amazon says we have this new thing, Amazon Meals, and as a Prime subscriber, you get a month worth of free meals to try. Well, fuck, everybody's gonna try it, and then all of a sudden, everyone else is out of business. Like, it's evil and monopolistic, but also kind of genius and awesome.
Yeah, right. Or like their meals, their service is like half the price because it doesn't cost them any particular, like it costs them no more to ship it, or it's half the price if you have Prime or something like
Oh,
that. Right?
totally. And again, it's all about economies of scale, right? Because if you own Whole Foods and you're buying, 8 trillion pounds of tomatoes in a year, you're going to pay less than Blue Apron, who buys a fraction of a fraction. That's why Walmart gets stuff so cheap.
Mm-hmm. Sigh.
I know. Hey, if the food's good, frankly I don't really care who it comes from. So
Yeah, I guess I only care in that I like Blue Apron. Like they've done.
go pick up some stock, Colby. It's very cheap.
Yeah, well, that's what I looked. I saw today. Today was when I learned that Blue Apron IPO'd at all, and I saw that it had gone down quite a bit. So I'm gonna wait. If it goes below $5, I think I'm gonna buy some.
What a bargain. Sweet. Well, there's that. I don't know if we want to talk about the Amazon messaging app. Because I know, Colby. Colby, you were just saying this to me the other day. You said, Sean, I don't have enough messaging apps. I need another sub-network for only some of my friends to be on, and then I have to remember which to contact them on. And I said, Colby, don't worry. Amazon is looking out for you, the customer, because they're reportedly working on a messaging app called Anytime. This report is based on a survey that Amazon was giving to customers about what they would think about it, so it doesn't mean they're necessarily doing it, but they're certainly thinking about it. Based on the survey, it appears to be an all-in-one feature-rich service focusing on messaging, voice and video calls, photo sharings. You can mention other users, use stickers and GIFs, and play games. It sounds an awful lot like Facebook Messenger, based on what I've read of it, with a little bit of Instagram thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it would work on a variety of desktop and mobile devices, and I assume with Alexa and Echo and all that, which currently you can use to make voice calls.
Yeah.
Colby, bad idea or terrible idea?
I mean, terrible, honestly. Like, how... I'm looking at this screenshot. It's like everything you've always wanted in a messaging app, like everyone's on it. No, that's just not true. Unachievable. Right there. Absolutely unachievable. Unless they like buy Facebook, and well, I guess if you buy Facebook, you get a WhatsApp. So like then you've almost
you get all the
it.
apps.
Right. I think this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Not ever. They're so late to like people are like Google making theirs last year or whenever they did it. That was late to the game. Like it's over.
Mm-hmm. I think the problem with this is there's nothing new about it. Like, if they came out and said, here's this new way to communicate nobody's thought of before, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, like, that's... I kind of, like, I even understand the idea, although I don't think anyone will do it, of using Alexa and your Echo devices in your home to just say, hey, Alexa, call Mom, and it, I kind of get that, kind of. I don't think anyone will use it, but I get it. Mm-hmm. But, like, as they're describing this, it's literally just every messaging app that already exists. And I don't know... Because when I think of like cool messaging companies, Amazon doesn't come to mind.
Right. Like maybe you can like message your Alexa from it or something. It'll do stuff in your house. Like I could see that happening, but I also don't see any reason you couldn't do that on like everyone else's messaging app and like give people a reason to use Alexa without like spending any money.
Actually, that is a really good idea, actually. They should build a chat interface for your smart home devices where you can just, like, text your smart doorbell or your smart camera.
Right.
And then you can tell it to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good idea. Honestly, hell, I don't know what they're thinking. But, again, it's a survey, and maybe the results will tell them exactly what we're saying, and they'll never make it. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. It's merely speculation, which is what we deal in here on the program. Let's see. What else do we have in the rundown here, Colby? That's got y'all hot and bothered.
Hot and bothered. New emoji. Oh my God, I didn't see this one.
New emoji. It's actually, what is it? World Emoji Week? World Emoji Day was today. Oh, shit. Happy World Emoji Day, Colby. I forgot to get you a gift.
Thank you.
I'm so rude.
I should send you one of those emoji pillows or something.
I would burn it in honor.
As you should.
So Apple announced somewhat the new emoji coming to iOS, macOS, and watchOS later this year. This is part of Unicode 10 standard, which will be all throughout iOS 11 and macOS High Sierra. And there's we got some images of what it looks like here.
There's a sandwich. I feel like I'm pretty sure a sandwich emoji is one of the things that I'm always like, why isn't there a sandwich emoji? When I'm looking for like the correct Venmo emojis to use for what I'm paying someone back for.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just glad that they're taking our feedback, because I agree there are certain times
it's
where
like
you go to
glaring
use it.
holes.
But then they're also like a piece of broccoli. Like I don't quite, or like a curling stone. That's probably my. Did you see that one?
No.
That one's
that's
fantastic. Awesome. Here, I'll put it up on the screen for folks. It's literally that big rock they do in curling. I'm going to use that all the time.
Oh, I like the mind blown one I see here in the screenshot.
That one's going to be really popular. That one's
That's important. That's a thing you can only convey with gifts right now. It's no good.
But it's like the mermaid and the lady breastfeeding.
Are you looking at like a list of these?
Yes, it's the second link in the rundown. There's one right next to the Verge one.
Oh, I see.
I included them, and these are, and I should know. I'll put them up on the screen here. These are not these are like artist renderings of what they think it'll look like in iOS. So the final ones may vary.
I see. The curling stone. That is weirdly specific.
Yep, that is someone somewhere has a lot of pull, and they insisted on including it.
Canadians or something.
Canned of tomato.
Oh yeah, dumplings. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Fortune cookie. Yeah.
I like the brain. I don't know if I've ever needed to use that, but that's cool.
You'll have the option. Man in steamy room. These are funny. When you mouse over them, they kind of tell you what the like literal name of them is.
Amazing.
Older adult. Face vomiting. Oh, I like that one. I like the names are face with symbols over mouth. Crazy face.
Face with symbols over mouth is good. That's a feeling I have often.
Face with monocle. These are great.
Also a feeling I have often. Just kidding.
Well, good. Now you'll be able to express yourself, Colby. Coming soon to a device near you.
Soon enough, I won't need pesky words anymore.
No, we'll just go to a strictly emoji-based society. The Emoji Movie's coming out, Colby. They made a movie about it.
Oh, I know that because it's in our movie draft.
That's right. The movie draft, you have a shot of maybe winning.
Do I?
Yeah.
What?
Let's totally get off the rails here.
This is total tangent.
Because I get excited. First of all, people should go to anchor.fm/coffee and beer and listen to the audio update today to get the full scoop. But briefly, Colby, you're in 5th right now, but don't get discouraged because between 2nd place and 5th place, it's only a margin of about $50 million. It's very close. And everybody, you have 2 movies, Girls Trip and Valerian.
Yeah.
Mike has Dark Tower, Sarah has the Emoji Movies, and Phil is out of movies. So you all could, depending on how those movies do, you're all in it.
Wow.
And Matt's lead is not that great.
Right. Yeah, only. Well, I guess a little more than $100 million, over $150 million.
Yeah, for you it's 150. But I mean, if you get 50 out of Girls Trip, you only need Valerian to do 100, and that's not. And he's done. Lord knows he scored with Wonder Woman. So you got a legit. All of you guys really have a legitimate shot. This is going to come down to the end. We've never had one this close, I think. So
yeah.
Except for Dan.
What do you think Dan's chances look like?
I mean, hey, look, if Dunkirk becomes the biggest movie ever.
We were when we were in Hawaii, we must have been like at a bar with a TV or something, and Dan was like, "I'm so excited for Dunkirk," and I was like, "Are you?" Like, I mean, I could see you wanting to go see it, but I didn't know you were a big like World War II movie buff. And he was like, "No, I haven't in the movie draft."
Yeah.
I hope so. I would say one way or the other, I hope to finish not in third or fourth place. Like, I don't want to be dead center because I've been dead center every time.
Well, because I think you have a shot to do first or second, but I don't know. Valerian's a big
shot,
question
but
mark.
not likely.
Valerian's a huge question mark because if that ends up being no one thought Avatar was going to be $1 billion, and everyone went just based on the effects, right? So I think Valerian. I'm thinking about actually maybe going to see it, only because if you don't watch it in a big screen theater, it's going to look so shitty on your TV at home. Like, just looking at the trailer, you're like, there's no way this scales. So,
yeah. I was planning on seeing War of the Planet of the Apes with someone later this week. I don't know. I might have to reconsider now that I know it.
You need the help.
It might be close. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
We will. Watch it all summer long on Coffee and Beer Radio and upfordebate.tv/movies. Let's see, what else do we have here in the rundown? We got some Oculus headsets. We've got Disney's Westworld. We've got the end of Jawbone.
Oh,
Internet
no, Jawbone.
TV. Yeah, you remember Jawbone, Colby? They made those really dope Bluetooth headsets back in the day when cell phones, like the douche ones everyone used to wear.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. I only knew them from fitness tracker fame.
Yeah,
that makes sense though.
Wow,
I never made that connection. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was where they really kind of made their first big money, and then you're right, they pivoted to health and wellness products. But sadly, Jawbone is entering liquidation proceedings. The company is over. The co-founder and chief executive have moved on to a new company called the Jawbone Health Hub, unrelated to the old, now defunct Jawbone, that will primarily focus on health-related products and services, with many of the Jawbone employees joining him.
I see. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have one of their speaker things.
Yeah. They began back in 1999 as an audio technology company. And then they pivoted into the Bluetooth headsets and the Jambox, the Jawbone Jambox. But then they launched their first health tracker in 2011, and then they had product failures, production woes, financial struggle, unpaid contractors. They've raised more than $900 million over the years, and boom, that's it. I mean, I'm sure they're worth something, but certainly not $900 million.
Health things, or health tracker companies dropping like flies.
They are. I still look at my Pebble and get really sad. Me too. I'm still really bummed about that.
I wore my Pebble for half the week, and then realized I forgot the like weirdly specific Pebble charger that you need, but it's got all like crusty like sunblock or something on it, and I tried to clean it off and it like won't come off, which is a huge bummer. I was planning on wearing it until it stopped working, but it looked gross, so I might have to stop wearing it before then. Sad.
I have to. Mine doesn't work on the charger very well. So it's another one of those you have to line it up just right, and it takes me like 5 minutes to get it to charge. And it no longer gets notifications, which is like the single reason you own the device. So,
oh no,
which I don't know how to fix. So yeah, I will eventually replace it. But I agree with you. It'll be a sad day when that happens.
Indeed. Alas,
nothing in tech lasts forever.
It's true.
Let's see, what else? How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Let's talk about Oculus VR. I know you're a big VR guy, Colby.
Right.
Virtual reality. I know you don't like regular reality.
Sometimes. Fair point, Sean. Fair point.
What is Facebook working on?
Oh my God! Stop.
Well, they're
Bloomberg.
working on making
Jesus Christ, with the autoplay videos. God damn. They're
not for long. Not long for this world.
Get them out of here.
We can technology that problem away.
So Facebook, who owns Oculus and the makers of the Oculus Rift and other VR stuff, it is rumored that later this year the company will unveil a cheaper wireless VR device. It would be priced for as little as $200 and not need to be tethered to a PC or a phone. And this would put it right between that sort of expensive high-end rig and then the cheap strap your phone to it headsets. The new headset would be geared towards immersive gaming, watching video, and social networking. Codenamed Pacific, the device resembles a more compact version of the Rift and will be lighter than Samsung Gear VR headset. The design and features aren't finalized and could still change, but the idea is that someone will be able to pull the headset out of their bag and watch movies on a flight just the way you can now with a phone or tablet.
So interesting things I thought of based on this. So at the airport in Honolulu, they still have the message play about Galaxy Note 7s. Like you can't bring this on the phone. But they also had this really funny like PA message that said unattended baggage will be destroyed. Like that's what it said, which I've never heard worded so strongly before, and I thought was hilarious. But yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Unfortunately, I like the idea of not having to buy a computer with my VR, because that's a thing that I personally am not going to do. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how good it is. Like I don't know. I guess I'd have to try it first. Like I would be concerned that I'm going to get like nauseous, which is not like, that's not the life I want to live. I guess maybe you could return it, or maybe they fixed it. Wasn't there some article that was like, oh, the Oculus figured something out and it's going to fix nausea for everybody? I'm sure that's not true.
Wasn't that part of the plot of Silicon Valley this season?
It was part of the plot of Silicon Valley this season. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
No, Pied Piper's going to come in and fix all the problems.
Thank God. Their compression. Oh my God.
I know, right? Inside Out. No, I think. My brain is too scrambled on VR to understand what the hell is going on. But I will say that it didn't really make a lot of sense to me until I saw it written that, oh, a VR set is kind of like a Nintendo Switch, an item you have in your bag and you pull it out when you're bored and you strap it to your face, and right. It's like a phone. It's just an entertainment device. And yeah. That makes sense, although I don't like the idea of like being on a plane or like sitting waiting for a plane and having...
It feels weird when there are other people around, like,
you know,
people. I mean, you're just gonna get robbed, right? Like people are gonna take your shit.
Oh, I would totally mess with people. I would go up to them and be like, "Ooh, look, you can't see me,"
right?
Because I'm a jerk.
Can you imagine there's gonna be so many internet memes of people just doing like rude things to fools in like sitting in the airport with their Oculus headsets on.
It's the same reason we dumped on people with Google Glass. It looks lame, and until it becomes socially acceptable, it's going to stay in your home. And at that point, you just buy a regular Oculus, and you can get the full power. Because basically, what I'm going to assume this $200 thing is it's just a cheap cell phone screen, right, just strapped to goggles, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If they convince me, they're like, "Oh, Sean, you could watch a movie on your TV screen at home or get like a movie theater experience with a headset, and it's only $200. Yeah, I'd consider buying that. Mm-hmm. But that's got such a limited use case, because when am I really gonna use it? You know, I guess if the games were really, I don't know. I go back and forth. If they could make a device at a reasonable price that does a lot of the same shit, it doesn't have to do all of it, a lot of the same shit as the Rift, I'd consider it. I don't want to buy a computer. I don't want to buy a PlayStation. I don't want to buy any accessories. I just want to... It's like an iPhone. I just want to fucking buy it, and I want it to do the shit they promise it's going to do.
It seems low commitment, at least, which is nice.
Exactly.
Friend of the show, Zach Friss, said that that kind of thing needs a camera so you can see what's going on in front of you. I'll one up that. I think it needs a bunch of cameras that are constantly monitoring like what's happening around you, so it can send you alerts when someone's being a jerk to you.
Well, we'll just get Zach a HoloLens and he'll be fine.
Right? Yeah. That's it's clearly necessary.
Yeah. So,
problem solved.
But God, can you imagine? Even if they came out with a device at $200 that kind of sucked, they would sell so many of them. Yeah. Those things would just for Christmas, man. Those would be under every tree. I'm telling you, they don't even have to be good.
Right. So all the other ones are either more expensive than that, right, or require a phone, which makes them more expensive than that because phones.
Right.
Cost.
I mean, even if you let's say for a second you consider $500 the sort of midpoint. That's where PlayStation VR is at. But at that point, you also need a PlayStation on top of it. So that's another. You're already up to $900.
Mm-hmm.
And even I don't know what a Galaxy VR. Obviously, you need the phone. I don't know how much the headset. Oh, 100. So you have to have the phone and another $130 for the case to put it in.
Whoa.
Yes.
I would have thought it was less expensive than that, but
it's just plastic. I don't know what's in it that makes it. Maybe it's got special.
Does it have lenses or something?
Probably,
yeah,
I would think. So I don't know how they could make it for $200 and not have it suck unless they're taking a loss and assuming they'll make it back elsewhere. But again, this is early. This is the product they're developing, so we'll see if it ever actually comes out. Personally, I like the idea. We've got Katie Adams on Facebook commenting. I think you should just watch TV like regular and use your eyes to see around you.
I mean, that's bold, Katie, but I don't see.
Worked well for decades.
Right. If you're just using your like naked eyes, how are they going to show you ads? I mean, like,
That's true.
You got to think this through.
It is Facebook. They are looking for new, innovative ways to.
They're doing us a service.
Oh my God, VR ads. Oh. Can you imagine, right? Because you know how watching TV in VR is going to be. It's just going to be a big square in front of you, which is fine. It's going to seem really big. But then you're watching a commercial comes up, and then like a fucking Toyota Corolla just drives in front of the screen, and they're like, "Oh, check it out!" You're like,
there's gonna be like a person is gonna walk into the room and sit down next to you, or like walk in front of you and be like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And, oh God, we're doomed. We're doomed.
It's Minority Report all over again, man. We're fucked. God damn.
Ugh.
All right, we got to move on. No more of this. No more of this. Only good stories. We have time to briefly talk about one more thing. I want to talk about this new Disney hotel, which I know is very loose technology connection, but I still think it could be a fun story. Disney announced at their D23 Expo this past week that they, as part of their new Star Wars Land at Disney World, that they are coming out with an immersive themed hotel set in the Star Wars universe that will be connected to the new Star Wars Land. It would be a hotel designed to look like a massive starship with views of outer space from every window. It would be an area where guests could have actual interactive experiences as part of a narrative storyline. Sound familiar? It will invite you...
Murder Mystery Train?
Guests wouldn't wear flip-flops and shorts. They'd actually wear Star Wars... You'd be expected to wear a costume staying there. You wouldn't deal with hotel employees. You'd interact with Star Wars creatures and droids. And over the course of your stay, a story would unfold around them through a series of story moments and interactions, letting them fall completely into a fictional world.
Oh. So, I don't know I think you know this about me, Sean, but maybe our listeners don't. I've never been to, like, a Disney thing. I don't particularly care for roller coasters. But, like... Unfortunately, I feel like this could be the thing that gets me to do like either of those, which is really irritating. But I mean, we'll see how it turns out. But like, that sounds cool. That sounds too cool to say no to.
We're definitely booking a company trip to.
Right. Don't panic, Star Wars. You can't not at that point. So.
Although. I will warn you, an early survey conducted by Disney floated a cost of about $1,000 for 2 nights. So certainly not cheap.
Well, I'll start saving now, and in like 10 years or whenever this is done, we'll be good to go.
That's right. By then
I'll
we'll
just
be
add. I'll add a goal in Simple. It'll be like $1 a day or something. I don't know how math works.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. No, I think it's a neat idea. I'm kind of curious because, they now have the magic bands with the RFID chips. They've got a lot of technology in the parks now, so I'm really curious if they could make it work. But yes, I think the Westworld parallels are
Oh yeah,
terrifying. except it's R2D2.
Yeah, R2D2. Now, is the idea? I didn't really read this article. Is the idea like, would you stay in the hotel the whole time? Would you have to like leave and go to like the Disney parks or something, or would you just be like in this thing?
I think the reason they say $1,000 for 2 nights is that for those 2 nights, you stay in the hotel and in the Star Wars part of the park.
Oh, okay.
And then you can go, and then you'd probably spend the rest of the time at a different hotel on the Disney property.
Right.
So it's kind of like a murder mystery cruise or something like that, where you're kind of in the story for a little while.
Right. Darn. Well, if they do it, they got me, I think. So.
I mean, look, they're gonna make so much fucking money, man. What a great idea. And there's talk that they may do more experiences like this. I'm surprised they haven't thought of it yet.
Yeah. Well, I feel like one would think they must have thought of it.
Well, I know by the way, I should just mention, I find theme parks fascinating, so I study them in my off time. I did read an article that apparently, this must have been 10 or 15 years ago, they did float an idea of, they had the Tower of Terror haunted hotel ride, and there was a rumor floating that they were going to do a haunted-themed hotel connected to it. So the idea isn't new, but they're actually pulling the trigger on it this time. So,
cool.
We'll see how that goes. I'll make sure we're on the invite list, Colby.
All right. Sign us up early.
It's a deal. All right. We are going to move along to picks, and we've got some stuff here from the two of us. I will jump in and go first because mine is somewhat quick. Actually, I'll do because Dan's not here. I'll throw in a bonus pick. How's that? Because I don't
as if Dan being here would have stopped you from throwing in this bonus.
Never has. No, only because it's a book I haven't finished. So maybe it ends terribly, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm in the middle of reading. It's a new book. It's called The One Device. And I'm going to pull it up here on Amazon so people can see it, which is it's a brand new book by Bryant Merchant. It's the history of the iPhone as part of its 10-year anniversary. And it's interesting because it's not just like the story of how Apple developed the phone, but it's literally, because how do you fill a book with that? But it's a thick book, and it goes into everything from the history of multi-touch and touch interaction in devices to the minerals that make your phone. Where do those come from? And by the way, you will be so depressed about owning an iPhone after you read about the mines where children as young as 8 pull out rare earth metals. It's incredibly depressing. That being said, an enjoyable book and an interesting read. I will say it's a little overwritten. I feel like an editor could have trimmed like 50 pages off of it. So it's a bit of a heavy read, but it is enjoyable. I have learned a lot. I haven't finished it yet, but there's your bonus pick, The One Device, The Secret History of the iPhone. The link will be on the website. For my actual pick this week, I picked a Twitter account, which we haven't done in a while, but this is like right up my alley, and it's so bizarre that it just makes me laugh. It's
I think I saw this recently.
Dark Stock Photos. It's been going around. The account is at Dark Stock Photos, and I'll put it up here on the screen for the video viewers. It's literally just they go to like Shutterstock and these websites and find really like photos that without the story behind them are really disturbing. Like here's a picture of a child crying holding a gun, or like a woman writing help in blood on a mirror, and a woman holding a gun and a goldfish. Or like the creepy guy with his hand in his pants.
So I didn't realize that these were like things they got from other websites. I thought they were like, I don't know, just like goof pictures that they
Oh.
made and put like, watermarks on. That makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah, no, you can really go buy these. And someone thought, hey, we should take this picture because someone will want to buy it. A guy smiling, holding a guy licking a dog. Just really just bizarre, and it always makes me laugh when they come up in my feed because the photo just suddenly comes up and you're like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, these are very disturbing. So anyway, at Dark Stock Photos, it's just a fun, goofy thing to show up in your feed, and it's always like just try to imagine what you could possibly need a photo like that. Like the guy floating face down in a pool with a glass of wine sitting on the edge. You're like, what is that supposed to imply?
Oh gosh.
But anyway, you can go
Followed.
check that out. Follow that on the Twitters.
Indeed.
Colby, what do you have? Oh, this is exciting. I may actually go use this. What do you have for us?
So in Hawaii, we did some hiking, and my pick is alltrails.com, which is like I guess you could call it like Foursquare for like hikes and trails and things. So it has like reviews. The nice thing about it is like sometimes like recent weather can affect like the conditions of a given hike. So it was nice for that because like you can go and see the reviews in chronological order, so you can see if someone posted a review yesterday and was like, oh my god, there's like water everywhere and like I don't know, like part of the path collapsed, so you won't be able to go through. Useful for stuff like that. They also have like a phone app, and if you cough up like $30 for a 1-year subscription, it lets you like download the like trails, like GPS maps of the trails, which is helpful because GPS on your phone doesn't require cell signal. So if you have the map downloaded, you can see like where you are. And GPS often works when your cell reception doesn't, because they're like satellites in the sky, not towers. So we ended up using that, and it was pretty useful. In that we knew where we were, and when we decided to like cut our hike short, we knew like which way to go. So yeah, if you're going on vacation, going on a hike, or if you're like into hiking, you can also do things like you can do in apps like Strava, where you like record it and it like follows where you go and stuff. I haven't used that. That wasn't a thing I was particularly interested in. I mostly just wanted the map of where we were going, but it was pretty cool.
This is great. I've been playing around with this. This is the tech on this site is very slick. I find a lot of when you look up like nature trail stuff, they're not the most tech savvy people, which is fine. Not judging them,
right.
But I think it's this seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, it's cool. You get like the like there are different like map layers beyond like your regular. Obviously, like a normal street map wouldn't be particularly useful when you're in the woods. So like you can see like the topological maps, so you see the elevations and stuff, which is like useful if you're hiking through the hills, like for finding I don't know, just like figuring out where you are based on the geography. It's pretty cool. It seems like a fair number of people use it, which is helpful for reviews and things.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm definitely going to give this a shot. I will say, Colby, just on a and by the way, links to all the pics will be on the website, don'tpanic.io, when the show goes up. I will say that I was thinking, because I did not get a summer vacation this year. I didn't go anywhere. I moved. That was my summer vacation. What a thrill for me. So I was thinking about taking a weekend and renting a yurt. Have you ever rented a yurt, Colby?
No.
No, apparently in some of the Massachusetts state parks, they have yurts you can rent.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not.
I mean, how bad could it be, right? For like one night or 2 nights. Like,
I would hope not bad. Here, let me see if I can. They've got information on the website. Let me see if I can pull up a pic. So they have these nice little yurts that are they're just these little round-looking cabins, and they've got beds in them, and it's somewhat legit. So I'll have to see if there are any good trails near there that I could because I will not sleep in a tent. I am an adult.
Hashtag yurt life.
Living it up in the yurt.
How do you spell yurt? Is it Y-U-R-T?
That's right.
Nice.
So check that out. Super duper. This is great. This is once again proving we don't need Dan. He's just dragging us down. Good thing he fell into that volcano by accident.
Right. Hawaii can keep him.
I'm sure Dan would probably agree.
Oh.
No, this is fantastic. This is always anything you'd like to say to the folks at home before we go away for the night.
I don't think so. I'm tired.
I agree. So we'll end it there. I want to remind everybody, of course, our website, don'tpanic.io, is fantastic. And you should go there. It's going to really blow up when we go public. And it's got all the past episodes, including this one, the audio, the video.
Oh my God.
We
have
got
some work
toggles
to do before we go public.
No, stop. We're people love us. So it's great. And so go to the website, don'tpanic.io, all the episodes. You can also get information on how to subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher Radio, and all the major podcasting apps. The video version on YouTube at youtube.com/don'tpanicshow. It looks great, and you can see all the things we're doing while we're doing it. Monday nights, we do this show roughly 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Eastern at facebook.com/don'tpanicshow. Go like the page so you find out when we're live. And lastly, on Twitter at Don't Panic Show. That is it. We will be back next Monday with what I'm assuming will be Dan and Colby and myself, and we'll be here talking more technology news. But until then, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had as good of a time as we did, and we will see you next time for more great tech news here on Don't Panic.